Shot in 4K ultra high definition. Your number one source for local news. WRAL News. Coverage you can count on.
And another round of rain is in our forecast. Possibly some severe storms. I'll show you the timeline and what the threats could be.
Newly revealed accusations. Search warrants giving new insight into the woman accused of shooting 2 lawyers in downtown Raleigh. What they show about her history with the police department. Playing for millions of dollars. This morning, the soccer tournament gets started in Cary. What you need to know as teams from around the world start playing today. It is going to be an amazing 6-day streak with 160 matches, all taking place at WakeMed Soccer Park. We'll get to that in just a moment. But first, good morning, everyone. Glad to have you with us at 4:30. Let's get a check of your weather with meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner. And Elizabeth, the severe weather risk staying to the north of us.
Exactly. So it's really going to be the counties up near the Virginia line and then farther into Virginia. Some wind damage is possible along that line and some heavy rain as well. And the rest of us should see just regular run-of-the-mill thunderstorms. We take a look at dual Doppler 5000 radar this morning. It's quiet right now, but there could be an isolated shower that pops up really at any point this morning. Very similar to what we saw yesterday. There's 9 a.m. with one little shower. That's not enough to cause any problems for the morning commute, fortunately. Cloudy through the afternoon. And then as we see a few breaks in the clouds, we may have some storms developing, very similar to yesterday. This version of Futurecast doesn't show those until pretty late tonight, maybe after dinner time before we see a whole lot of those showers and storms. And again, we should see a nice little break in the middle of the day. And this morning, we're giving it a 20% chance. But again, I wouldn't expect to see much rain out there this morning. It is cloudy and muggy. That dew point way up at 71, the temperature at 73, and we'll climb into the upper 80s this afternoon. Kind of feeling for everybody who's playing in the soccer tournament because that humidity is going to be rough, but not for too long. I'll show you when it starts to move out coming up. Renee?
Sounds good, Elizabeth. Thank you. New search warrants are uncovering additional information against a woman accused of shooting 2 Wake County attorneys in downtown Raleigh. WRL's Kelsey Coffey is live at the Wake County Justice Center this morning. Kelsey, these documents show accusations of recent threats made by Gwendolyn White.
Yes, Renee, this morning, new search warrants reveal Gwendolyn White is accused of threatening to shoot at a medical facility. White had her first court appearance here at the Wake County Justice Center yesterday after being accused of shooting 2 attorneys last week. Our cameras show her walking into the courtroom for that hearing. The warrants do not include when the threat against the medical facility could have happened. Officers believe White is experiencing a severe mental health crisis, according to police documents. Raleigh police documented an extensive history of White's mental health issues. The warrants also outline items that were taken during the search, including 2 rifles, CDs, flash drives, photos, and more. White's mental health was called into question during her hearing yesterday as attorneys discussed a competency exam for her. If convicted, she could face up to 65 years in prison. Her next court date is scheduled for June 15th. Kelsey Coffey, WRAL News, live in Raleigh.
Kelsey, thank you. We have all of our coverage of the Wake County Courthouse shooting on the WRAL YouTube channel. You can find Gwendolyn White's civil case history, witness accounts, and video of White being taken into custody. It is all in a playlist that's labeled Attorneys Shot Outside Raleigh Courthouse. It's a big day for soccer in the Triangle. Legends of the sport and celebrities from around the world will kick off the 4th year of the soccer tournament in Cary. WRAL's Ali Kadlabar is live at WakeMed Soccer Park this morning, where setup has already begun. Ali, this year there are 3 $1 million prizes up for grabs.
Yeah, Renee, DST is adding a new tournament with $1 million on the line as well. Now, and in less than 4 hours, the games will begin, and 2,000 athletes are going to play in the global 7v7 soccer tournaments. Now, it starts today with the men's teams. One of those teams is Dreamville FC, started this year by Fayetteville native Jay Cole. They will be one of the first to play this morning at 9:30. The 16 women's teams will start competing tomorrow, and this year there is a new mixed tournament. TSG is also offering an ultimate fan experience with meet and greets, food, games, and of course, a spot near the action. The players say the fans are essential.
We see a lot of fans from all the teams, obviously even from the teams that are coming from out of the country, and I think it's just growing, and it's really good for the tournament and even for the players, to get that recognition from the fans as well.
Now, Chatham Street is going to be busy today through Monday, so take a look at this map. The best ways to go around the congestion: Chapel Hill Road, Carytown Boulevard, and Wade Avenue. This is just the start of the excitement in the soccer world. Fox 50 will be airing the FIFA World Cup starting June 11th. Reporting live in Cary, Ali Kadlabar, WRAL News.
Ali, thank you. WRAL will have coverage of the first day of TST all day today, and we'll be at WakeMed Soccer Park for the entirety of the tournament. We'll also broadcast some games live right here on WRAL. New this morning, a report shows teacher union membership has plummeted in North Carolina. The Thomas B. Fordham Institute says the state has seen the second biggest drop in the past 20 years. That's significant because the state has not passed any reforms to weaken unions, unlike in other states. The North Carolina Association of Educators is the state's biggest teacher union. It held a rally on May 1st, attended by thousands of educators across the state, calling for more school funding. It's unclear whether that rally has boosted membership. At least one person is dead and 9 others are missing after a chemical tank imploded at a facility in Washington state. Local officials say the tank ruptured early yesterday morning at a paper plant near the Oregon border. At least 9 other people, including a firefighter, were injured. The fire department said there was still liquid in the tank last night. That's complicating attempts to reach people still in the plant. Recovery efforts are expected to resume today. This morning, the Islamic Association of Raleigh is hosting a prayer gathering to celebrate Eid al-Adha, or the Festival of Sacrifice. The event represents faith, unity, and celebration in the Triangle's Muslim community. It's happening from 7 to 10:30 this morning over at the North Carolina State Fairgrounds. Family and friends are mourning the death of a Johnston County firefighter. Antioch Volunteer Fire Department Captain Brent Price died Saturday at the age of 49. The department says he served the community for 31 years. According to his obituary, the visitation is tonight in Selma. Funeral services will be tomorrow morning in Kenley. Everyone was able to escape without serious injury after a fiery crash in Cary that involved a school bus. Take a look at this. Police say it happened around 4 yesterday afternoon at Cary Parkway and Bond Lake Drive, and a viewer sent us this video. Police say after the crash, the car caught fire. No students were on the school bus. The driver of the car only had minor injuries. 2 students are facing charges after a gun was found at Jordan High School in Durham. Sky 5 flew over the scene yesterday afternoon. The school went on lockdown when authorities got a tip about a possible gun on campus. Investigators got the gun and the lockdown was lifted shortly after. No one was hurt. This was the 4th lockdown at Jordan High School so far this school year. Tonight, the Carolina Hurricanes will hope to further their quest for the Cup. We are just over 15 hours away from Game 4 of the Eastern Conference Finals in Montreal against the Canadiens. The Canes lead the series 2-1 after getting overtime wins in Games 2 and 3. The Hurricanes have lost only one time during their entire playoff run so far. The team is emphasizing the need to keep the pressure on their opponent during each game.
It's a staple of our game in the sense it's a 5-man forecheck where, when those guys are going back for pucks, they're like, oh crap, I got to go back for a puck again. So, it's a compliment to our forwards in the way they forecheck and make it miserable for them.
Puck drop for tonight's game is at 8. Tune into our 11 p.m. newscast for all the big moments. The winner of this Canes-Canadiens series will play the Vegas Golden Knights in the Stanley Cup Final. Vegas finished a sweep of the Colorado Avalanche last night in Game 4 of the Western Conference Final. This is the 3rd time Vegas has advanced to the Stanley Cup Final since entering the NHL as an expansion team in 2017. Congressional shakeup. 3 incumbents lost their primaries last night. What it means for their party seats. And clearer policy. Wake Schools leaders worked on better regulations for AI in schools. what it could mean for classroom training and safeguards.
And our current weather maker is this stalled front to the north. It will help to produce more showers and thunderstorms this afternoon. I'll let you know if you'll see them this time. 443, we'll start with dual Doppler 5000 radar. Even though things are pretty quiet, you could see a few showers to our north and to our west. If we see any rain this morning, it'll be very light and patchy, very similar to what we saw yesterday. We should end up with a few breaks in the clouds this afternoon, and then that will provide enough energy to have some showers and thunderstorms again later on today. Probably fewer than we saw yesterday, but we still have a good chance, and it's very warm and sticky again today. We're looking at cloudy skies here at Rocky Mount Mills this morning. 73 in Fayetteville, 73 in Rocky Mount, 70 in Roanoke Rapids, 73 in Durham. So we're holding in the low 70s this morning at the bus stop. Lunchtime, it's already pretty warm in the mid 80s. And then later on this afternoon and evening, that chance of storms with highs in the upper 80s. We do have a break from the humidity coming soon. I'll let you know what changes with our pattern coming up. Renee?
We cannot wait for that, Elizabeth. Thank you. Some major shakeups are ahead in Congress after 3 incumbents were defeated in their primaries last night in Texas. 1 Republican and 2 Democrats will lose their seats. Incumbent Senator John Cornyn lost his Republican primary race to Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton. This race drew national attention after President Donald Trump endorsed Paxton, calling him a true MAGA warrior. Paxton will face Democratic State Representative James Tallarico in what's expected to be a closely watched race. Democrat Al Green lost his primary for a U.S. House seat. Congressman Christian Menefee won the race, which was a battle of 2 sitting congressmen over a newly drawn district. Menefee was elected to Congress in January to replace Sylvester Turner, who died in office. And Democrat Colin Allred defeated incumbent Julie Johnson in a district that covers the Dallas area. Allred previously served in Congress before losing his bid for the U.S. Senate back in 2024. A federal judge set a trial date for former FBI Director James Comey. It will start October 21st at the federal courthouse in New Bern. The Justice Department indicted Comey at the end of last month, accusing him of making a threat against the president. And it stems from the social media post Comey made that shows seashells on a North Carolina beach arranged to read 8647. Comey is expected to file motions to get the case dismissed. Wake County school leaders could have a clearer AI policy as early as next school year. District leaders met yesterday to work on an AI policy. The working draft mentions safeguards for privacy and integrity. It also gives guidance on the appropriate use of AI tools and comprehensive AI literacy training. What it doesn't do is actually lay out what those safeguards, guidance, or training would entail. There are also calls for Wake schools to improve student attendance. According to a new report, about 1 in 5 students misses at least 10% of school days. A group called Attendance Works says educators don't know how they're supposed to address attendance issues. It says the district needs to formalize that. A milestone for downtown Raleigh's new Red Hat Amphitheater. The final steel beam was placed on top of the new stage yesterday. City leaders gathered there for a ceremony. This is at the new site on West Lenore Street, and they were celebrating the progress. This is all part of the Raleigh Convention Center expansion, which includes relocating the amphitheater over a block away. The new Red Hat venue will increase capacity from about 6,000 people to 6,500 seats. It's expected to open next year. Despite the recent rain, Falls Lake's water levels fell again. The new data from the city of Raleigh shows the water supply is at 74%. The decreased water levels are why City of Raleigh water customers are under Stage 1 water restrictions. The city has not said when those will go away. So they're here to stay for now, and slowly but surely we're chipping away at the drought. It's going to take a long time. Elizabeth Gardner in the WRAL Severe Weather Center, but it has been nice to see pretty healthy doses of rain each and every day.
Absolutely. And that in itself reduces our water usage because we don't have to water, in this particular weather pattern. So that's a good thing. And so that in itself should help the lake levels from dropping anymore. And hopefully we're going to start to see those lake levels beginning to creep up with the rain that we've seen. Here's a look at dual Doppler 5000 radar. A couple of isolated showers to our north and west. Nothing really heading our way this morning. There was a big cell late last night up there in some of our northeastern counties, but that has moved out and dissipated. We do have some rain that's back to our west, and we'll start to see some of that sliding our way, but there's not much of it. You can see here between, say, 8 and 9, an isolated shower shows up here on Futurecast. It's pretty dry for us at lunchtime. We should have a few breaks in the clouds this afternoon, and then the potential for some scattered showers and storms. This version of Futurecast is pretty slow. We've got another version that was a little faster with it, but at some point this evening, we'll likely have some scattered storms that pop up, but notice the coverage is pretty minimal. Not everybody will end up seeing the storms later today. Let's see if we can go back to that graphic. So we ended up yesterday with some rain in a few places. Up to the northeast, we had anywhere from half an inch to an inch, and then just north of Fayetteville, almost an inch, and also over in Moore County, we saw maybe an inch plus. But a lot of folks just saw a trace to nothing, which is pretty typical with thunderstorms. They pop up in, they're small, and they pop up in certain places, and not everybody sees it. 73 is our temperature. That southwest wind keeps the warmth and the moisture in place today. Our temperatures across the triangle are in the low 70s as you're heading out the door. The soccer tournament today is going to be muggy, that's for sure. Our temperature climbs into the mid 80s for highs mid to upper 80s this afternoon, and we'll have that small chance for thunderstorms. We are solidly below that warm front in a very warm and muggy pattern right now. But as we get into Thursday and Friday, we see the wind shifting. High pressure builds in, all of this slides to the south, and we start to lose the humidity. We should begin to notice that on Friday and definitely into the weekend. Now, that doesn't mean that it's completely dry. We'll have a wave that rolls through that brings us a chance of showers and storms Saturday, especially in our southern counties. I'll show you that on Futurecast and talk about how much rain we'll see through Saturday coming up. Renee?
Elizabeth, thank you. New on your screens, a look into the Star Trek archives. And tensions are high over the D-Day forecast in pressure. Those stories and more in the Hollywood Minute just ahead. Exploring the moon. NASA has revealed the next steps for building a base on the moon, when the first of 3 missions is expected to start. A new show takes Star Trek fans where they've never been before. David Daniel has that and more in today's Hollywood Minute.
This is what sort of gave us the idea to really dig into our archives.
Star Trek Secrets Revealed. The documentary series Inside the Roddenberry Archive features a treasure trove of rare items, including the long-lost original Starship Enterprise model. The show is set to stream on the Beam by Roddenberry YouTube channel.
We must face the facts! The facts! However frightening they may be!
Andrew Scott's meteorologist faces off with Brendan Fraser's General Eisenhower over the forecast for D-Day in Pressure.
One of the things that I think they share is a sense of humility, a sense of duty, and a sense that, I want to do the right thing.
Pressure opens in theaters Friday.
The weather is unstable. We're limited in how we can train. You talk about the traveling. Greenland is bigger than Europe.
Weather also plays a major role in No Place for Football. The documentary looks at a Greenland club facing the world's shortest football season as they strive to win a championship for their community and keep playing the sport they love. No Place for Football debuts Friday on digital platforms. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
Julia Louis-Dreyfus is headed to Broadway for the first time. The 11-time Emmy winner will star in a revival of Other Desert Cities. Her role was previously played by Stockard Channing in 2012 when Other Desert Cities was nominated for a Tony for Best Play. The 16-week run at the Hudson Theater begins in October. Months after the Artemis II mission around the moon, NASA is laying out the next big steps to build a moon base. It will be set up on a ridge on the south pole of the moon. NASA outlined 3 phases taking place through 2032 and beyond. The first 3 moon-based missions will deliver supplies and cargo and conduct experiments to make sure getting to the surface is a high reliability endeavor.
Phase 1, for example, will have 25 launches. 21 landings, and we're planning to deliver about 4 metric tons of cargo to the surface of the moon. And we want to graduate from that to 60 metric tons to 150 by the time we get to phase 3.
A lot of numbers there. The earliest launch window for the first 3 missions is later this year. Today in Johnson County, the town of Clayton is kicking off summer. A free event in the town square will celebrate the last day of school. There will be water slides, music, games, and activities for all ages. The party is today from 3 to 6 p.m. Ahead at 5, threat accusations. Search warrants revealing new information about the woman accused of shooting 2 lawyers in downtown Raleigh. What they show about her history with law enforcement. Plus, playing for a big prize. This morning, the soccer tournament kicks off in Cary. What you need to know if you're planning to watch. Getting your vitamins. Some fish oil is better than others. 5 on your side shows you the best and the ones you should avoid.